Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Majestix Heroclix Podcast. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. If you're interested in learning more about the Bronze Age format and the Majestix Open Series, please check out openseries.majestixccg.com. Also, if you want to learn about Heroclix strategies, tactics, and lists from the game's top players, please visit majestixccg.com/apex-insiders. Lastly, if you're looking for Heroclix singles, please visit our eBay stores at stores.ebay.com/MajestixHeroclix and stores.ebay.com/ClicksCollective. All the links for everything I just talked about is below in the description. And again, my name is Jeff, and as always, my co-host Patrick.
Happy camping day.
Yeah, dude. It was a venture out into we usually go to the Redwoods. We went to Napa Valley and a little off the beaten path. It was a pretty cool little spot, except for all the yellow jackets. Lots and lots of yellow jackets. I got stung a few times.
What's the what are those? The murder hornets? Those things aren't up there?
No, they weren't that big. they're like a dime probably.
Oh.
But dude, they were aggressive. I even set up traps around the camp to try and collect them, and we had the like mesh nets, like canopies that we set up. Dude, They were getting in, they were really aggressive.
Jeez. So you guys were
we ended up going into town a little more than we normally do when we go camping because it's a lot closer. So I was able to get some craft brews from the local breweries and stuff. So that helped with the bees.
So you're like, you're taking the alcohol from there and rubbing your.
Take that.
That's what I'm using the beer for. No, I was using the beer to rub the bites.
Dude, they take one bite from me. They're like, "Fuck this guy. It's too much."
You were there from what day to what day again?
Wednesday. We got there Wednesday morning. Left Friday afternoon.
Okay. Well, that's good. And then
I needed a day to recover because camping's a lot of work.
You came back just in time to watch George and I. Dude, I didn't know you were on there, and you're like, "Oh, it works for that." I'm like, who's that? Who the hell is that?
Because I brought my home setup. As you guys noticed, I'm back at the store. So I took that home setup, brought it to the store, and I had the extra computer from the front room, and I brought it to the office. I didn't set up any audio or video yet, so I find a random webcam my wife was using for school, and I'm like, "Hey, let me plug this in. Can you guys hear me?"
You started,
I'm like, okay, cool.
Who's this guy? Because you started jumping. I was like, what? Who's this? I was like, I didn't know who, because I didn't know you actually jumped in on the Discord. But
after you those, told me to watch. I was like, all right, what are you happening?
George and I were, I was helping him out for nationals, so he wants to keep his team under wraps. So he's like, I want to test with you. So I'm like, all right, we'll play. Yeah, and so it was nice. It was cool. We actually haven't played each other in a couple of years, since 2017 was the last time I think we played official in a tournament setting, just anything, even testing anything. Before, we used to play a little bit more that when World Tour first started. But yeah, because that was the last time was Team Worlds that we played, and that was when he was playing with I think he was playing with the Canadian guys, and and it was me, Clay, and Kevin. And then before that, we played in Worlds 2014 when he played Bizarro. Bizarro at 250, Split Lip, Book of the Skull. And I was playing the Iron Pharaoh, whatever. We were both undefeated in the qualifying rounds as we played. But this was it was good, man. It was cool. It's funny because I'm like, you don't need to apologize when I crit miss, man. Don't worry about it. He's like, oh man, I'm sorry, man. That was a bad roll. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Calling Vulcan poison your guy. Yeah, no, but I'm like, I call him Vulcan your guys. You're dead. Oh yeah,
you're gonna be more sorry at the end.
I'd rather not miss, but Vulcan still killed your pugs. We're good.
So crit missing isn't the worst thing anymore, right?
Yeah, that's why
you get to deal penetrating damage to them.
Dude, it didn't even, and because I had so many actions, I hit right. So I troublemaker the guy in Brainiac, and I hit, and then he was like, "You're done," and he goes, "You're done, right?" And I go, "Oh, I'm gonna call in Vulcan." And he's like, "Wait, Vulcan?" And I'm like, "Yeah, remember last year I crit missed because that's how long it was because I had so many actions. Like 5 actions with like side steps and all of these things, all these free actions, and then at the very end, I'm like, I call him Vulcan in this. He's like, what the? I was like, yeah.
Well, I was watching your turns, and they were taking your turn. Both your turns took a while, but you guys were doing things
But
literally
we were,
throughout the whole turn. There was no downtime of thinking. It was like productivity throughout the whole turn.
that's
I was
what
like,
it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
man,
and his
there's a lot
his
going
team was
on.
very resilient. Although he was sad that I killed his main guy in one go, and I was like, that's kind
Killed the
of the
main
point.
man.
He's like, I mean, his team is. I think it's good. I mean, the way he plays it too, it's really good. He was asking like, what do you think I should do about this? Whatever. I'm like, well, you gotta. I was like, I hate not being able to attack something or be able to attack straight with like shape change precision or super senses.
Yeah.
Because like on your initial shot, man, if you miss, and that's kind of was right. If they roll super senses, you're just dead. So and that's kind of like an all-in move. Of course, it's only a 33% chance, but man, if it happens,
Yeah.
not
No, you're
okay,
fucked.
not only is it a 33% chance, but like you still gotta roll to hit to begin with, right?
Pass the
So
shape change.
right, or no,
Oh,
just
no, you said no
no,
shape change. Sorry,
just
but
like
your actual attack roll.
yeah, just like it's like a 20 defense. Like okay, well you're 13, okay,
So like,
dude, they
54,
still gotta
53.
roll 7, and there's probs back and forth, and then like man, on top of that, there's the last super sense chance, and if anything goes wrong, they're like in a position. So I don't know. Maybe he's just play a little bit more. I know it's kind of vague because I don't want to tell his team but
Yeah.
he wants to play again, so I'll play something else. He gave me he's like you could play these archetypes and just build around these types of teams. And like okay,
Yeah.
so I played the Justice League Micron Atom team. Oh dude, I think I like actually. I just kind of threw that together. There's nothing on that team. It's like a super sealed team almost, and almost like I guess if I thought about some of them more, I think I could have got it like much. I think I could have played it much better. I think I played a really bad map because Flash doesn't ignore water. God.
So like the little micro decisions, it's like
Yeah,
stuff like that.
like I had to go all the way around like that. I was like, oh my god, because I had to go like that on like a like an arc.
Straight map, yeah.
Instead of straight, I couldn't hit everyone. Oh, man. That would have been disgusting. But anyway, let's I mean it's dumb if we don't really talk anything more about it. But let's talk about Tony's win.
Tony, all right.
No, forever.
So this is his back-to-back win. Tony came from struggling in the mocks to dominating. Like this guy came back, took a little break. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's played a Wakanda +4 theme. Black Panther Prime, Proselyte, Okoye, Sherry, Everett K. Ross, and a Legion of Superheroes Flight Ring, 10 points of IDs, 30 points of Indigo Tribe Power Battery, and yeah, that was it. Only map was Labyrinth.
What who is he putting the Flight Ring on?
I don't know.
Because that gives defend. So somebody must have an 18 or 19. Who has somebody has an 18 or 19?
I think Sherry or Okoye has a high defense.
18 or 19.
Yeah.
That's really good because I think it also gives them the wing symbol so they can actually carry.
Flight, yes.
Yeah. Or the yeah.
The carry ability.
So that's good because all these guys are grounded people, right? They're all yeah. That's cool. He's played this team before. He's played it a few times, and we actually have a video when he played against Rob in Bakersfield in one of the trials. So this is a very solid team. He can definitely win.
Yeah, it's definitely a player's team.
Yeah.
You just can't pick this team up and do well.
Yeah, it's one of those like it's super high defense team as well, and it's like the Panther that can ignore everything and then do his mind control. Though I think the only thing for me is if somebody plays something that stops mind control.
Nighthawk Prime. is a great example of that.
Prime, yeah, that would be one. It's just that nobody's playing it right now. So, I mean, until Nighthawk Prime comes back into the fold, I think this team is like solid.
He's kind of he's kind of fall off.
Yeah,
the main circuit.
There's so many primes, right? Like this is the Prime Panther. So like there's no reason for him to play that Nighthawk anymore because he has a Prime Panther. And then there's people that are playing Micron. So
yeah, there's been a lot of really good primes since him that make other teams much more playable. So just the path you go down, I suppose.
That's cool. I just like that it's a Wakanda. You know, he's been working on this team and playing this team for a while now, so it's cool. I've been a fan of Okoye since she was spoiled.
That was the LE one, right?
No, Okoye? No, she's the rare.
That series, the LE one.
Bring up Okoye. Watch. Look how good this is. Look how good Okoye is. Oh, there you go. See, he's doing it now instead of having to guess the spelling.
Yeah, no, dude, I suck at spelling. I'm horrible at spelling. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I know.
I know you know. All right, so Okoye is KO'd immediately after resolutions. Heal friendly character, 1 click. That's awesome. Yeah. Friendly character has Wakanda. Modify the attack damage until turn. Oh, she's the one that generates the War Rhino.
So then here's the other one. Adjacent friendly characters, Wakanda keyword, modify defense +1. So they're all rocking a minimum 19. Right? Because they're all going to be defend 18 plus 119. Okay. And then like Panther has Perplex, Shuri and Everett Ross have Perplex. And Panther has Proselyte. So that's additional +1. So they're all rocking like probably 20s.
And maybe there's some ESD or combat reflexes in there.
Or something, right? And then you can't see them because we have to be within 4. And then you have these 2 rhinos that can just run out there for you.
Dude, and they're great body blockers.
Yeah, but look up the Rhino real quick. Summon the War Rhino, yeah. Because I think they have a thing where they can carry Wakandan people.
Passenger 1 only to carry friendly characters of Wakanda. Oh man, 10-3. Yeah. That's solid.
With Quake, so
it's a double power action to create 2 of these guys. Carry, go.
So you get a taxi for your guy, and also an attacker that's pretty resilient because it's a 17 invul.
Yeah, the invul is still solid. You can't get poisoned.
Yeah, and then with all the perplexes, this thing can hit somebody for like 5. You know, like if it charges to pick up like a light object.
It doesn't have super strength.
No.
Oh, light. Excuse me.
Light object. So then you could do, and you perplex attack to 12. Let's say it's a 12 for 4 minimum. That's no joke. Like if Everett Ross perplexes by 2, boom, then charges, and then that's only 1.
It's really strong.
So, and then if it dies, then she just makes another one. So I like that. I know it's really solid. And then obviously he's got the green arrow. So, all right, let's get to the. Okay, so then before we move on, I'll have the announcement for the maps this week. The new map list and the ban list. So real quick, I'll have a little article why we have this update on the ban list, but we are banning the bat signal in all Bronze Age because it's just too efficient for 2 points, and as much as we thought that it could be easily dealt with by just killing it or stealing it or whatever, it's just not enough answers for it that people are playing. And if you win map with it, then you're basically protected with your bat signal. And it's getting a lot harder to just destroy it because people now are putting people in front of the bat signal, so it's harder to shoot it. And for 2 points, it basically TKs your guy 8 squares
or more. Yeah, like it's
more.
Or just teleports them 8 squares. It's not even a TK.
And then they can go. That's kind of like the genesis of like how the Black Glove Demon team works, because you move up, and then the guys that follow now, such as the tank is the easiest one, but like now that there's Adam and Micron, they can also port over a guy and then they can go in. So you could do that with Vulture. I mean, Emilia was doing this long before that, before anyone was even doing this, because he did this, remember at the 1K when he played the Vulture power plant team?
Yes.
He did it with Green Lantern, Casey Green Lantern.
Got you.
Remember, he would set Casey Green Lantern in front of the bat signal, and then if he gets to go first, it's done because he body blocks the thing, and then he'll equip the Arc arms on one, and then on turn 2, he power action to call up Vulture. And then if that doesn't work, like if let's say
also has barrier.
Yeah, but let's say he dies. The walking wood can also get up there and then power action call Vulture over and then go. So it's very it's just very efficient, and for 2 points, there's like almost no investment. 2 points is negligible. It might as well be 0. Because how many times do people are like, "Oh, I'm 298. Oh, just throw on this bat signal."
Why not?
Okay. So that's going to be gone, and I think that's going to change a lot because I know a lot of strategies are bat signal strategies.
I'd say
if you look at the actual numbers, I hope you've been trying to still keep up with the numbers, but
yes,
it's the bat signal is probably like the number. It's like a top 2 or 3 most played game element, right?
It's definitely like the top played object.
Yeah.
How about top played object?
Do you have it for limited? Do you have them separated from limited?
I do have it separate from limited. I don't have the numbers up right now.
If it's separated from limited, I feel like limited would be number 1.
In limited, it is far more useful. There's not as many answers to it in limited.
No, I'm saying on the list.
On the list. What is it? If I remember correctly, going into the qualifier, over half the teams in the finals had the bat signal.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying our top most played list.
Yeah, it's definitely the top played.
That's what I mean. Is it number 1?
I don't remember offhand.
Remember, we have it under game elements.
Yeah.
So game elements would be like Stark Tower, terrain bonus, relics, objects, ATAs. Remember all that stuff. This is for limited because if we did for regular bronze, it would also include entities and resources
and IDs.
So this one, without if you take all that away, I feel like that should be
in limited. It's much higher, from my recollection, than it is in regular bronze.
Okay, so we're gonna have to talk about that next week.
Mm-hmm.
So just update the.
I'll have the numbers updated. I'll have everything.
So that way we can talk about it more. We can talk about that when we come up, and then let's show the map. So for September, the September mocks, starting September 1st, all of this will go into effect September 1st.
Move this over here. Let's share this screen.
Well, it's actually going to go into effect now, but like the next mock that we do. Bam. But the map that you guys will be winning, and also for the qualifier, is...
This one has the numbers. Nice.
So, yeah. I know. He goes, I sent it to you. Like, oh, yeah. This is called... you see the name on the bottom right, by any chance? Can you zoom in?
No, hold on.
Bottom left for you. Oh, yeah. Look at it. And,
Clock Tower 2015.
Anybody know why it's called Clock Tower 2015?
I could take a guess. The flying car, the futuristic lifestyle looks like it should be 2015.
Yeah, I know.
Was it Steven Spielberg movie, right?
No. Robert Zemeckis.
Oh my gosh, I should know.
Yeah. It's Back to the Future. So this is Back to the Future 2 because the year that Back to the Future 2 took place was 2015. And they had the pond in the middle and the hoverboard. That's where he, tries to get away from Biff and all the, Biff's kid or whatever. But if you look on the left side, that's the diner. And then the Almanac store is right on the bottom. But if you zoom in on that right there, that hindering terrain on the very bottom, zoom in on that on the bottom left by the name. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look at that book.
Is that a sports almanac?
Yeah, the sports almanac. But look at it. It's.
Look at that logo.
Yeah. Is that as close as you can get it?
No.
Let's see. Oh wait, keep going. Let's see it. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, dude. All right. Hey
Boom.
man, that's pretty
There
cool,
it
dude.
is.
It's legit.
So that's basically the MacGuffin in that movie, because he that's what they use to predict the future of all the sporting stuff.
Oh, well, if you guys want to predict the future, listen to Majestix. He's usually right.
So this is so that's pretty cool.
Dude, I
I
love it,
think
man.
so. If you
That's
want to look
fucking
at it real
sick.
quick, so like you can study it for your next article for the
Okay,
map.
yeah.
But if you look at it, the
Dude,
startings
I
are
love it.
it's like way different, because one side is elevated and the other one isn't.
I love the indoor starting area. Like you have to choose either you want to be elevated or if you
Yeah,
want to be indoor. Like
right.
you
And
gotta
then
make a choice.
those are going to be doors, by the way. So the blocking, I know that so I told him to just add the doors. We can do windows at some point, because those should be windows instead of just blocking for the diner, because that's supposed to be
Oh,
windows, right?
yeah.
But I told him we're going to make those into doors. So there's going to be like that dotted line white
Yeah. So
on
okay.
those from the two spots. And then that's it. So that's blocking there. There's the obscuring in the car. There's some random hindering terrain on the by the pond, and some blocking terrain at the rocks, so that you can have a little bit of cover when you're moving up. And then the elevated on the other side.
Nice.
Pretty simple.
Do you find doors or windows confusing at all?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it confuses everybody here, because do you know that when you shoot the window, it doesn't break? Or like if you shoot through it, it doesn't break.
It should.
But it doesn't.
Treated as a wall.
No, yeah, they took that. No, they took out the part. Alex pointed it out to me that.
Oh, I just read that the other day in the most recent rulebook.
Because if you shoot the window, you have to use the break. You have to use the destroy wall, destroy object, move, or whatever that action is.
Okay.
And then, but it's stupid. You can shoot through the windows and it won't break unless you have improved targeting break, or you actually use an action to break it.
That's weird, because it says it treats it as a wall when you're shooting through it.
No, that's
okay.
They look it up.
Okay.
Like the rock people on rock judges also pointed it out, because people were like, hey, someone asked, can we make the windows work how they're supposed to work, where you should break and they shoot it? Because that that would show that
because the last time I checked the rulebook, it said that you treat them like walls when you shoot through it. So there must have been somewhere else they changed that.
No, I don't know. If you treat them like walls, you can't shoot through it, because you can't shoot through a wall unless you have improved targeting. Yeah, look up improved targeting, or look up look
It's
up
in the
walls.
core rulebook. Yeah, it's in the core rulebook.
Or not walls, windows. Sure, you could bring that up.
It's under terrain, right?
Or just like Control F Windows.
Okay. Walls, doors, windows. Okay. Maybe I could be very wrong here. Let's see. Start sharing. All right. So windows. Windows are a subset of walls that have lines of fire drawn through them but can't be moved through. Windows are indicated by dashed blue lines and squares. Block outline. Windows are considered walls and therefore blocking terrain for all effect, including destroying it. Adjacency, same as wall. Movement, same as walls. Line of fire. Windows do not impede in line of fire in any way. Okay, so
see, it just says doesn't impede. It doesn't say. It doesn't say so after you shoot. Yeah. It doesn't say after you shoot through it breaks. It just says it doesn't impede.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I was wrong. It happens. I'm used to it.
Dude, nobody's.
You tell me I'm wrong all the time.
Why do you get defensive? Nobody's indicting you on there. We're just.
I'm indicting myself. I don't like being wrong.
No, well, you only say that if someone was like, "Yeah, dude, the hell." But no, we're just clarifying that's what the rules are. I'm not saying I told you so. If I told you so, then that's different. But I didn't.
Okay. I appreciate you not saying that.
Yeah. If it was, I'll tell you. But like, no, you're wrong. This is what you said, and it's not. So I'm just saying, because Alex pointed that out, because when we were playing, because the new map has a bunch of windows.
Yes.
And people were shooting, and they were like, "Cool, where's the debris marker?" And he was like, "Nope, that doesn't." And we're like, "What?" and then he had to like, okay, this is what it is, and he was like, oh crap. So now
okay.
So.
No, okay, that's good because I ruled it wrong before, so I'm glad I can.
Well, that's
adjust.
how it was. That's like how it was originally, but then it's just when they changed the rules.
They changed the wording.
Like, well, remember how many maps that they've made have like windows?
I'm thinking just since Regenesis, right?
Yes.
I think it's all right. So I think it's a good aspect. I don't think when they introduced it, they thoroughly explained it well enough for people to comprehend. They're just like, it's in the rulebook, read it.
Yes. But they just assume, because you know why? Intuitively, if you think about it, if you shoot a window, it's gonna break. That's why people just think, right? Like you go, oh, it should break because it's a wall, correct? Yeah. I could just see through it. Okay, so it's still a wall, so I still break it, right? But like no.
I always forget with Heroclix, I can't follow real life rules.
Yeah, it's Heroclix is logic, not common sense. So basically, I was just telling everybody, just assume all the windows are open.
Yeah.
So if you're just shooting through the window, they're like, oh, so if it's open, we can go through.
There's a tiny little bullet hole, or shot through.
Okay. Anyway, let's go to the next thing because we should move on to all this is coming up soon. That's the map. We'll going to get into it more, but at least wanted to get that out there so people can see that that's what we got.
I guess the Mole Man had a shortage. Did you get I got three OP kits. How many did you get?
I got 2. Your guy was able to get you 2 or 3?
Yeah, he got me 3. When I did my re-up on was it Thursday, he had 3 for me.
Oh, that's good. Oh, okay. So I gotta ask my guy if he has the last one for me, because I've been giving them out to the when we had the release, and then we'll come and sealed out. I'll give it as pricing and whatever, and then now I'm like, wait a minute, I was only getting 2 kits, so I need a 3rd kit to last until the Spider-Man set.
And then we have, so if I remember correctly, the Spider-Man set OP was not also up for pre-order, so I have to bug him for that too.
Oh Jesus!
Speaking of the Spider-Man set,
wait, do you have this number for it too?
I haven't looked it up on the solicits yet. I'll send it to you when I do.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Spider-Man stuff, that got pushed back until September. Where they announced literally the day after Fantastic Four was released, and then also Galactus got pushed back until September.
Oh, really?
Yeah. House of M is still scheduled for October, and then the WWE Wave 2 is still up in the air.
The Galactus is September. Okay, so then we have nothing in this month. But isn't there 2 Galactuses? Aren't there 2 Galactuses? Is swap.
There was supposed to be a winnable one, right, for the summer OP. That's not going to happen. And then they had this purchasable one, which I believe is this. I think it's the same. I could be wrong.
I think they're different. It's just like the Brainiac ship, right? There's 2 versions.
Got you. Okay, Brainiac. Well, hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh,
yeah, we're here. But yeah, it's I feel like there'd be 2, but if not, then we still got to wait until September.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, my second monitor died on me.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if we're good to go. Okay. I just had to turn it off, turn it on. Yeah, so we're behind schedule on those things, which is kind of expected with everything getting back because of COVID.
I actually think that's fine because we need to catch up Justice League and Fantastic Four, so we got a month to breathe.
Dude, I know,
people are still getting Justice League.
I was just gonna say, when people are picking up their Fantastic Four, they're like, I still need to play my Justice League stuff.
Yeah. So at least it gives time to get all of that. So that's good. And then that means that's fine. You know why? Because that means in September and October we'll be good, because is that the last set that we have, and then WWE? Are we going to have this shitty nothing in December again?
House of M is scheduled for October, so it's probably going to go to November, right?
But they don't have another set out there, right?
No, that's it. There's going to be a huge and we haven't heard anything for next year. Yeah, we did
this last year where we had.
It's usually like 2.5 months of no clicks, because it's usually like November, like middle of November and end of November, and then December is nothing.
No, that's
January.
not true, because there's always something. No, there's always stuff coming out in December. It's just that like if it comes out in quarters, then they should have it. Like what? November? You said October, November, right?
Yeah.
And then the next one should probably be January.
They usually don't do sets in January. It's usually early February.
February.
Because there's pre-releases.
Because it's the holiday season. That's when you should have your stuff, because that's when you'll get the highest sales. And just like last year was the worst because it was only WWE for 4 months. Remember?
That was rough.
It was
like Regenesis.
Oh. No, but Regenesis was done already. Like that was done. Like
WWE
that was the summer slot. WWE came out in October, and then the next thing that we had was Cap.
When did the deep cuts fall into place? Because those did not help the situation.
Fucking, I don't know, later.
Yeah.
I mean, those don't count, because that's not a real set.
Got you.
WWE isn't even a real set, because it's something you just pick up. It's not something just come in.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I want that figure.
Yeah. So and it's only 24 figures, or no, actually it was less, right? It was only like 18.
Yeah.
It's not that much, but when you need to have a set, it needs to be a major 5-figure set that needs to be released in November or December. Otherwise, there's going to be nothing for those months.
Dude, no, I agree. And it's
that's
definitely a huge
like,
dry spell.
For me, I would rather have them. For me, this is what I would prefer them to do. If they don't just smash everything together. And I hope that they're like, some of their problems just goes a little bit further, so this actually happens. I want House of M. Oh no, I'm sorry, Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man, September, and then the next one should be mid-November. House of M. So when you have House of M mid-November, that comes right into the Black Friday season, right? And then the holiday. Perfect. Then it goes right into that. Then you have that whole time. You get it. Not only that, but Spider-Man is going to be so popular that we're going to have. It's going to be able to carry for those 2 months, because it's Spider-Man.
Dude, it's Venom and Carnage. People are nuts over those two. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, for sure, those two. But I mean, let's not mistake it. Spider-Man is the number one hero in the world. So it's those two, and that's a fact. That's not up for debate.
I agree.
People could say Venom and Carnage, but Spider-Man is the number one superhero property in the world. It's better than Batman. It's better than Superman. It's not even close. That's a reason why Sony doesn't want to give up Spider-Man, because anything that Spider-Man touches is gold. It just means that like Carnage and Venom they're the ones that push it over the top to go like the extra. Like if Spider-Man can already get here, those two will put it even further. Yeah, so if anything,
names on there with Spider-Man is money.
If those can just hold, they can with that set, if it is really good, it can hold off until the X-Men set comes out, like easily.
If I don't like
it, I don't like it if they do 1 month and then House of M comes out, because then we're gonna be like, oh wait, what? We're on this already?
Because if I remember correctly, Spider-Man, the Venom set's going to have objects, right? So people are going to be hunting those.
Yeah.
The chases are pretty cool. We've seen a couple previews. And then House of M, I believe, is going to have team-up cards again. So that's going to be a crazy hunt.
Yeah, so that's why they need to space it out, so that you have, like, the bottom line, there needs to be something new that's leading into the holiday season. And releasing it in October is not enough. You need to push it further so people have enough time to space. Oh, look, they did announce that Spider-Man pushed back a month, which would lead me to believe that they can, like, it is possible to push back X-Men another month as well.
Yeah.
Right? Dude, what is wrong? I see you fucking like
my monitors keep shutting off. It's bugging me. I don't know why.
Maybe there's somebody. There's someone behind you right there.
Oh my god, dude! I'd fucking kill him.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Oh my god.
Ask him where Aaron's case is.
Oh shit, which one?
That one? His
Was the old Makesa?
Yeah, when he won, I think it took him forever to send him the brick or whatever the pricing was for that last event that they had there. The last regional. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, okay. Let's go into the Rock Nationals. You watched the stream, right?
So I jumped in at about the
what's the backstory?
The 35-minute time. Huh?
Let's go to the backstory real quick.
Yeah, so from my perspective, jumping in, jumped in at the 35-minute. He did all the Q&A at that point. I'll jump back to when I went and rewatched the beginning.
What's the story of the whole thing, why it's even there.
Oh.
Like, it's even doing this video.
Yeah, that gives me a headache. So they announced when I was at camping. What day was it? Wednesday, right? Or Thursday?
Shit, who knows? Might as well be last year.
Yeah. So they made this huge announcement, this curated map list. Cut down. They cut down like the 50 rock maps to whatever. They cut down the WizKids maps to whatever. Exactly. And there people were like, "What the fuck? There's why all this curated map list?" The explanation originally was there's been curated map lists for other national level events or other world events. I've been playing since 2017. I don't remember hearing that. May have happened before that, but the past 3 years, not to my recollection. And all I kept reading to every comment was "Stay tuned till Sunday, stay tuned till Sunday, stay tuned till Sunday." Didn't say what time Sunday. Sunday. Stay tuned. Okay. So I was like, "Fuck, man, I gotta be available Sunday." Because I don't know when this shit's happening, and I found out that it's happening at 1 on Central Standard Time. Okay. And then I was busy at 1, so I hopped on 45 minutes later. Right. And Howard was talking, answering questions. Man, Howard is a great talker. Oh, dude, he can talk really well. I wish I had that gift of gab.
He can sell sand in the desert.
Dude, snow to an Eskimo. So he started off. So once I went back and rewatched, he started off the live feed, waited a couple minutes for people to hop on, right? Because you want to get the audience. Sorry guys, we got disconnected a little bit there. Technical issues. So I was just saying, Howard's waiting to get everyone on, and then he started to go on to explain why certain maps.
Wait, he was up 35 minutes in. He was just waiting.
No. I was explaining 35 minutes in is when he got to the Q&A, and he was there. He had Q&A for probably about 45 minutes. He was there for a while. And then, as I went back, I'll start from when I went back to rewatch at the beginning.
Okay. Wow.
Sorry if I wasn't clear. So yeah.
Is this the
as I'm watching from the beginning, I will tell my story. Okay. But that is the progress of me watching it. So as it began, he got on, let people wait, was chilling, and then he started to explain why he was told certain maps weren't on the list. Some of the main one that stuck out to me is the WWE ones, as he explained, as they weren't made for multiverse games. They were only made for WWE games.
Okay.
And that when you play them in a multiverse games, things get weird. Personally, I've not had that experience.
Yeah. Okay, sure. I think that's just... Okay, I think that's a stretch, but yeah, okay, good. That's reaching.
That was my take from it.
You know what? Hold on. Just real quick. If the map... Okay, if that... I think that's kind of reaching, but let's say the map was the size of a skirmish map, and they said, well, the reason why we don't use that because it's the size of a skirmish map, so we can't use it. Like a battle royale map. Yeah, then that would make sense. Like, okay, 100%. I get it. But like come on. Okay. All right, good.
And then the other one was with ones, and he specifically referenced the doors and the windows. As why I asked earlier is like, if it's confusing for you, obviously I was confused, and he said that was the reason a lot of the ones with walls and windows were left off. Right. I think specifically Ancient Hold, and then a lot of the Regenesis maps.
Oh, so the Ancient Hold is like that's funny. That's funny to me because the ancient hold was like the number one thing that everybody wanted to get, and in the beginning, that was the one that everybody was like, "This is so oppressive." At the same time, this map is so awesome.
Yeah.
So and okay, yeah, that's just to me. That's just terrible map design. But
I feel like it depends on what side of the table you're sitting on.
Yeah,
if
right.
It's awesome or not.
Exactly. So I think it's just super. Yeah, man.
It definitely
just need to make things
overused the
basic,
doors.
man.
I believe, I don't know if he said it right at that point, but he said later on when he was talking about the map designs, which I'll get into later, is that they're not going to make any more windows or doors on their maps, and he said that he believes WizKids isn't going to do that either.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't think personally, I don't feel that's a good choice. It adds layers to the map.
They just got to make it like where it's not overly. So like on our map, there are 2 doors. That's it. And everything else is open. So like if it was like that, that's fine. But if the entire map is a bunch of doors and windows, like you know what I think is an oppressive map is the new. Have you seen the Petunia's house? To me, that's a bullshit map. In my opinion, that is a bullshit map. Yes, that is some BS, dude. The confusing nature of the windows and the doors combined with that restrictive movement is very, very hard. Oh my god. Yeah. That like every single time there wasn't a person that didn't ask what is this? Like they were getting confused whether or not one was a door or one was a window. And then not only that, but they were confused of like, so I can't go in because I had to explain to them. I was like, okay, look, this is the house. So this is the bedroom. So if you look, there wouldn't be another door out of the bedroom. It would just be a window. So
yeah.
The door would be going into the house itself, and then this is the patio. And then you go. That's why there's a door that way. Like you have to explain it that way. So then they like intuitively, oh, I get it. This is a bedroom. This is a bathroom. Like yeah. So there would be no door that leads another. There would be 2 doors.
Yeah.
One that goes out of the bathroom and to the house. You know.
Yeah, I'm like blue window. Think blue windows.
Yeah. But I was just saying, like, you just have to think of it intuitively as like, that's a bedroom, there's a living room, that's the entrance to the house. Like that's how you have to look at it. You know what I mean? And this is the patio that goes to the backyard, whatever. So anyway, go ahead. So what else?
So then after he got into explaining why those maps were not chosen, he said, don't worry about it. All the maps are legal. And he explained to why.
Just kidding.
So everyone's stressed out for like 2-3 days for no reason, or had to change their team in those 2 or 3 days.
Meanwhile, everybody sold all their ancient holds, all the King's Tomb, all of these maps, and then they're like, "We're just kidding." Like, what? I just sold all that.
Yeah, low price. And then, he explained how it was last minute, which I completely agree. It was last minute. It was very abrupt. There was no warning to it. It wasn't like a precedent leading up to it, or when they announced it, they're like, "Hey, look forward. Look, we're going to announce abbreviated map list, tentatively." And then was after that, he went into talking about how he felt about the ownership of it, and he agreed that proof of possession, or not possession. No, yeah, I think it was possession was the word that he was using. I could be wrong because he didn't like the word ownership. It was the other one, where
possession or accessibility, one of the two.
Yeah, one of those two. That someone would lend it to you, right? Mm-hmm. Accessibility, right? So and then he agreed that that's it should be something like this is a national level, that it should be. You should have to show what you have if you're going to compete at such a high level.
I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, no. I agree with him on that, and he went out and said that he feels this way because previously, in what I remember reading is that WizKids wants this, WizKids wants that. Howard's never said that I support it, or he might have said it, but I remember specifically being WizKids this, WizKids that. And I'm glad that he came out and backed him and said that was how he felt. So,
yeah. You said you told me you were going to go into this. You were going to go into a more. So I'm waiting for you to say all your shit, because right now you just basically you did all that and then you sucked his dick after at the end.
No. I just wanted to finish at the end. So at the end of the day, he's just kind of been like pulling from the hip as he goes. He hasn't had a plan from the beginning when he mentioned it. He just said, "Hey, I'm running this event. It's happening."
Mm-hmm.
And from day one, he didn't know what WizKids wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Because day one, he's like, "Hey, we're hosting this event," and then people are like, "Okay, well, what are we gonna have? What do we have to do to enter?" And he's like, "Let me find out what WizKids wants." I'm like,
"Yeah,
shouldn't you, like, if you're in this partnership, shouldn't you have like, hey, I'm gonna communicate it and be like, hey, I'm gonna run this." Obviously, he felt like he had the pricing secure to announce he had an event, right? Because if you don't have the pricing secure, like that's you're gonna announce the event. That's kind of So he had somewhat of a security in knowing that things were going to happen, but he didn't know what was expected of him to run it. And then he's just kind of been shooting from the hip and playing the field to see what people want. And
yeah, here's the fence, and then he's right here. He's the tightrope.
And it's he went with WizKids on the showing the figures, because all the other online tournaments that have been going on during COVID have not had tab proof, just because.
Yeah, you just can't even.
This isn't normal times, right?
You just can't go to the store. Let me go buy it. It's hard
because there's a lot of game stores that are still closed, or you can't go in personal events.
Yeah. Yep.
And why do you want to invest in something you can't sit down and play in person, right? You're trying stuff out. Yeah, and then where's it going from that? Good.
All right, you're saying.
Oh yeah, and then he went with the maps, and then he's like, okay, we'll give up. So yeah, so he stuck with them on the showing the figures, and then when it came to the maps, everyone pushed back. He's like, okay, well, let's give him this. Mm-hmm. So to have such a national level event, such a give and take.
Yeah, instead.
It's like,
that's not how it works. Yeah, you just got.
I'm like, dude, if you're running a national level event, you should be the fucking boss. Yeah. You should be like, all right, this is how it is. This is what's happening. You can sign up or you cannot.
Oh my God, I feel like you sound like Fabian, the guy that works for me. He said basically the same thing that you just said today, and I was like, "The fuck? Did you listen to him say this?" Because he said, "Because I told him the situation happened, right?" And he goes, "Dude, what the fuck?" He's like, "You're the boss. You say this is how it is." And that's what it is. Like, either you want to play it or you don't. Either way, this is how it is, right? Instead of like, well, what do you guys want to? Like I said in the very beginning, and you've alluded to this, and you know, to your point, you don't. It's the whole. God, anybody that knows Glenn Ross, one of my favorite movies. I always quote that when like how it is around here, about like how to be excellent and also like not taking shit and just like no excuses. You just whatever, right? But there's a line that Al Pacino says at the very end of the movie when he's chewing out one of the coworkers, kind of like not really his boss, but just like the curator of the sales place. It's Kevin Spacey, because Kevin Spacey screwed up his sale because he's like, hey, I'm trying to this deal is closed, but the guy's having second thoughts. And it's Jonathan Pryce is like, well, I don't know, we need to talk about this more. Let me, like, you assure me that my money isn't. It didn't get cashed, right? He's like, no, don't worry about it, because what Al Pacino wanted to do was go talk to him and be like, hey, we're gonna smooth this over, because he wants to close this. He wants to close the sale on good terms. Yeah. Instead, he comes in and then Kevin Spacey just shoots. He's like, hey, don't worry, your check went to the bank. It got cashed today. You're good, because the place got robbed, so they thought that his check got cashed, and he's like, oh my God, you told me. And he just told him, like, no, we didn't cash it.
Yeah.
And so the guy's like, well, no, we're going to cancel. So then he looks at him, he's like, you just cost me $6,000. What are you going to do, right? And then he chews him out. And at the very end, he says, you would know this if you ever spent a day in your life basically doing this job. Never open your mouth until you know the shot. Means don't say anything until you know what it is that you want to say, right? So for me, he should have never announced anything until everything was set.
All the fucking T's crossed.
Okay, yeah. If
I's
somebody,
dotted.
because also a lot of people are asking, what's the pricing? And they were asking, well, there's snake draft on the pricing. Well, only top 8 get everything. Top 4 they have to split the pricing, and then they have to everything. So I was like, okay, they need to proofread every step of the way to make sure it's all what it is. And then, if your intent is this is how we want the pricing to be, if you say, look, everybody gets 3 of everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you want it to be 3
For
of
teams.
everything, to 8, and then teams, it's only 1 for everyone. You have to snake draft it, whatever. You have to say that. But if you make it where you make the announcement and it's not clear, then people are gonna have a bunch of questions, and then that kind of hurts. And then if you make the announcement and then you announce later on you have the map list 3 days later after they announced the so when did they announce? It was like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, whatever. 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
maybe.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, right. So then this whole time people had time to acquire maps, whatever. And then now the curated map list comes up. Like, what? You should have said when you announce it, here's a curated map list. Day one, because the 3 weeks or 2 weeks in between, people could have been buying maps.
Hey, you got that ancient hold? Oh, it's like $100. There's not one around.
Exactly. And then the next one, you got to know how you were going to deal with the ownership, accessibility, possession, however you want. All of that, instead of making a poll and then just like, well, let me go ask how they think. Just everything needs to be all the ducks in a row, and then you just go bam, bam, bam. So if anybody asked us what it is, when we announced our qualifier, how many questions were there about the procedures? Do you remember it? I can't even remember anything that was a significant one that they could not. There wasn't a question that I don't think that was asked that could not have been answered through the listing.
No, when we put everything up for the qualifier, everything was detailed, explanation, pricing. Go to here to do this. Go to here to do that.
We went over it for days.
We had that milled through it.
We had a couple of weeks where we talked to our guys, and this is what we're gonna do. And remember, initially we were gonna all do it in one day. Remember?
Yeah.
And then sure enough, I was like, hey guys, I think it's better if we do it like this. And then everybody was like, yes, let's do it. I think that's better. Because we saw how it works, and then let's go like this. It's going to be this. And then we said, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do the top 4 here, whatever. And then we did it, and it went off without a hitch because we announced everything straight. Now, with our next one coming up, we're not making an announcement because we're not ready to announce, because we need to do the new map list, and we need to announce the ban list. And then also I want to put up that FAQ because, the Black Glove Demon is now once per turn. That's another one.
Yeah, there's a couple other things we need to add to that to clarify things.
That's why, like, we haven't really we don't want to put an announcement for like an event other than the mocks, whatever. But if we do like a bigger pricing event, we're not gonna do it until we have everything ready.
Yeah,
like we have. Like, remember, I even had it where it was set up where you clicked the link and you paid, and then was set. Like, boom, boom, boom. Everything was done. That's how it has to be. You need to have everything set, because then it looks bad from an organizational standpoint. Because then it looks like you're disorganized or unorganized, right? And I think when it comes to the you were saying about the map thing, right? Like, they're gonna make all those changes, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think
I'll finish that
shows
too.
About the map thing. When I was there, I had direct contact with Steve, the guy who was doing the maps.
Mm-hmm.
But when I had asked Howard, he was like, Steve just designs it and he will just submit it to me. And I'm like, wait a minute, but I told him, I said, we need to at least look at it to see that it's like not stupid. Because if not, like, the main thing I was telling him, I was like, I remember when I was on there, and I remember this specific. I was like, look, man, I do not like how the zip line is designed. Because at the time, like, having only one square of elevated where you can just go on the top, that's very hard if there's any kind, but yeah, right. But like, even if there was an effect that says you can only, let's say it says like you can only whatever close combat somebody, and you can't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just bury it around those 4 squares, they can never shoot or they can never combat you, right? It's so, and then they can just zip around on the thing. And that I remember telling, man, like I think that's a little much. Like we should. There needs to be a little bit.
I remember abusing the hell out of that map.
Yeah, there needs to, like, it's 1 square. That's not good. Like you can't do that. And also indoor maps that have, especially when they introduced the terrain, to just block an entire pathway with your terrain is bad. So we need to be very careful about that. That's
so Howard did touch on that during the talk. He did say that before there wasn't much of a review process, and he said now going forward, there's a much more bigger checks and balance systems between him and WizKids, and then I guess the Rock judges or the judges, WizKids judges approving things before they go to print. Which he assured us that maps wouldn't be getting banned as they have been in the past.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. You know, I mean, it's always this one of these things, like a lot of the things that we do now, the reason why it works is because it works. Like, those who don't know, I used to be an organizer for Versus System and Magic the Gathering. We used to run 200-man PTQs at a big 3,000 square foot hall back in the day before they changed their organized play. So I actually have more experience than people that run, because my events are actually bigger, because although the WizKids event, like when they were at the Gen Con, they have like maybe 200 or 300 people, but they're separate. There's like people doing BRs here, people doing side events there, people doing the qualifiers, worlds, whatever. When we were running the PTQ, it's 250 players, 1 event.
Like, so yeah, just
it's 1 event with 250 players, and it's a PTQ. And we had a staff that ran it to a T. We had 2 score. Everything was like regimented, boom, boom, because I learned from the people above me. And this is how we learn. This is how I know how things are supposed to work when we run our events. Bring it back around. They need to catch up with like how everything runs.
So Howard did say that going forward, there will be a curated list for the maps.
Good. Because now that he makes that announcement, this is how it's going to be, motherfuckers. Boom, that's how it is.
He said stuff will be so like stuff from now until not this Rock Cup, because it's like an online Rock Cup, right? To like tentatively next year, right? Will be all the maps released from Rock will be legal for that cup. So realistically, they'll guaranteed legal for a year. So out of the, let's see, the 12, so 1 a month plus the quarterly, that's 16, plus the winnables from big events, that rounds out to about 20 maps a year.
They want to have a certain number of maps. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So because he guarantees that the maps released for the year will be legal, and after that, depending on them, they may or not be. So that was his guarantee.
I guess because we've been doing this already. Ben, if you're listening, yeah, I mean, obviously this is what we were doing the whole time. Like our map, we it's not even a curated list. We call it map rotation.
Yeah.
Just like how you rotate whatever, but we do ours twice a year because it keeps things fresh.
And it's easier for us because we operate in a realm of much more availability.
Yes. And also, just because something rotated out does not mean it won't come back.
And we're putting out 4 maps a year.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about our rotation of maps, like when we do our map
choosing
voting.
Yeah,
when we're choosing, it's not a curated list. It's so like for them, like if it rotates out, it's like rotated out. For us, it could come back. So, for example, what was the one that we just left? Let's say Doctor Strange. Let's say Labyrinth Wall left.
The Labyrinth Wall just left.
Who knows? Who knows? It might come back down the line.
A year, 6 months.
We just want to like, also when we did the vote, right? Everybody wanted. What was the main one? Like one of the danger rooms were a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Utopia.
I think the Danger Room maps are really nice to me. It has
Yeah.
There's a couple doors, and that's it.
At first, I wasn't a big fan, and then I was forced to play on it, and I got more comfortable with it. I'm like, okay, this isn't so bad. I
Yeah,
can work with this.
but it has enough, like, it's open enough that you can attack each other, but it has enough blocking and stuff for you to maneuver that you can hide, right? Because like what we don't want is something like Amok Time.
It's just
Like
wide
we
open.
don't want like the garden. I remember you asking about garden. I'm like, that's like Amok
Hey.
Time. But we also don't want something like underground.
Well, especially now that like Batman Prime is a thing, Garden and Amok Time are so. Even Amok Time has more blocking than probably the Garden.
It does, but it's negligible because the blocking is in the starting area. So
yeah,
unless you don't move from your starting area, but not only that, but you have to go to the actual side. It'd be different if that was in the middle. Then that's probably better.
And to say if they make them giant with the pin particles or something.
Yeah. So that's why. But that's why. But it's not even just like for Batman. It's just like we don't want it to be. We want some strategy of positioning. There's no amount of positioning on Amok Time to stop someone from just coming up at you because there's no terrain to block.
Hide.
It's just all open. So that's why, like on that map, right? Hawkeye and Vulture are just stupid if you win the map roll because then you just can't hide. They just go boom, 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 boom. If there was some elevation, you have at least some form of.
Hey, Hawkeye's got to go up a ladder or something.
If it's just flat with a few blocking terrain, that's not. Unless the blocking terrain is in the middle of the map, it's not going to be enough. So, like, if the terrain of the Amok Time blocking, if those 4 pillars, like half of them,
were in the middle,
then I think that's fine because at least you don't just die from just getting shot from.
So yeah, I'm thinking more of something like out of Attack of the Clones, how they were chained up and all the pillars were in the middle.
Kind of, yeah. Oh, I mean, but there's not enough. It needs to be bigger. Like it needs enough so that you can hide. Like the pillar, like for that pillar, that would just be equivalent of 1 square. I'm talking like there needs to be a block of it there.
Okay.
Or else because it's easy to just break that and shoot. But if there's a block,
and you just get rolled.
It needs to be at least 2 deep.
Okay.
Or it needs to be more spread out so that you can hide. That's why when I have our the clock tower map, not only they're hindering, but there's a bunch of blocking all around.
That's a couple deep.
So at least there's a couple. There's water. It's still open for sure. It's still open. But if you're like on the indoor side of the map, at least you're protected from getting Batman.
Yeah.
Right. So if they have Batman, you're like, all right, cool. And if they pick that map, I gotta go inside. Because that means on turn 2 you can't shoot me because that means it gives me time to set up myself. So we'll see how that works. We'll see how bad or how good it is. I just like that there's water on it so that maybe someone can try some King Shark action.
Yeah, dude, it adds depth to the map. Something that's not typically in different maps. So, I think that's. Oh, big shout out to Clixo for getting that exclusive. Rock premiere streaming.
Yeah, that's I don't know what that entails. I wonder if that means like he's the only one that can stream.
No, that's what Howard said. He's the only one that can live stream.
Oh, live stream.
I'm pretty sure he said live stream. I could be wrong. That's how I remember it. And yeah. So I think he said he was gonna do it on YouTube.
Okay, that's cool.
Gotta get those views.
That's the only problem is I don't know if you looked at like any of those things that when we do our stuff, like nobody watches those because it's not Heroclix on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that because if you look, the views aren't there. Like, it's hard to watch something. It's hard to watch something 2D
unless you're like super tactically invested in it.
Yeah, it's not.
It's aesthetics.
No,
of
but
the map and of the sculpts.
Let's say you are, invested into watching the whole thing, like into that, the percentage of that versus the percentage of the people that just watch your clicks content, that's probably such a minuscule amount that the Mr. Clicks Fix, who does the top 5 Colossal Retaliators, like he's just gonna get like 10 times more views because people just love top 10 lists. But also, like, if you
it says
like,
top 10,
or it's like, here's my Latvarian fun team. That's gonna get 10 times more views than streaming a freaking game on Roll20. Now, if you're showing the game, like how we used to do our
live
superhero showdown, superhero showdown. If you look at those last ones, we would get thousands. If you look, it's in the thousands of the views, because it's not only is it like informative if you're invested on it, but it's also in 3D, like, it's actual
figures.
Yeah, and I think that plays a huge part. I know it does for me. Like, I won't. It's hard for me to watch because if the pictures aren't correct on Roll20, I'm just like, I don't know what that is.
So I'm super spoiled because I set all our stuff up and I know everything it is, and all the points are there.
No.
But like when I was watching George's stuff, I was like,
if they don't use ours, and they use their own, you're not gonna know.
No, that's what I said. I'm spoiled. When I was using George's stuff, when I was watching you and George's game, I didn't know what point value of stuff was. I was like, is that at full or is that at half? I'm like, okay, that's got to be at half. That's at half. Okay. And then I'm like, it took much more cognitive awareness.
But people that have pictures of them, like I've seen people just like, you provide your own pictures and the pictures aren't there. Like it's sometimes not even a picture of the figure. It's just like a comic picture of that guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And you're like, well, which one is it? There's a bunch of them. Like, oh, this is Flash. Well, which one?
Which figure? Yeah.
Yeah, like which Flash? There's a ton of them in modern. Like, I don't know which one are you playing, or Superman or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I get the perfect
Spider-Man
example. The perfect example is when Matt used Mystique.
Yes.
And they were each a different picture of Mystique. Everybody knew who it was, but it was just a comic picture of Mystique. Like, as someone who's like, plays clicks, I'm not invested in that at all. I'm just like, oh.
Like, what is that? Yeah, okay.
I was like, oh. And it's just like, I understand it makes it better because it's a different picture of her so that you can tell.
Because he was doing different things and different powers.
But it's like, now it's not that. Now you have a comic character and everybody has it's just different. It just looks weird. So, or I've seen the ones where they don't have the circle on it, and it's just like the picture and behind it is just
it's just a square block. Yeah.
No, but the background's just gone.
Okay.
Where they make it transparent and they put the figure, but there's no circle around the figure, like how Corey does it. So I don't like that. I don't like that either.
Yeah, like I said, we're pretty bougie here at Majestix with our Roll20 figures. Well, so I'll let you guys know.
You gotta do it right. Look,
if you're not gonna do it right, don't do it.
If you're gonna half-ass it, don't even do it. This is not feasible. Like, how is logistically not feasible? Because it's not an online game. That's the thing that people don't understand. It's not an online game. They don't have an online platform for this game. They're trying to port it over to the online when it's not built for online, because you have to do those stupid shit. If they wanted to do this, then just take away all the possession shit, because then it's easier that way.
Because that's what Howard was saying about Arena, and he hates Arena, how it takes business away from him because Magic players just play Arena. They don't come to the store. Yes, and I don't sell Magic, so I can't relate.
I know for sure that the SoCal Magic here, remember the guys next door in my old store?
Yeah.
They hate Arena. They give me all the codes for free packs whenever they get shit, because they're like, I go support them whenever there's stuff, I'll go over there. But I'm like, look, if I'm gonna, so I haven't played Arena in like 2 years because I got so deep into that I just didn't sleep anymore.
Dude, it's a dark hole.
I was trying to get into
top tiers.
Yeah, I was trying to be mythic.
I did that with Elder Scrolls Online.
And I was like, what am I doing? I just spent the entire day, and I packed nothing. No, but I packed nothing at the store. And I was like, holy shit! So I had to stop. I uninstalled everything, done. but I was doing really well on it, and I was winning. I was doing, I was like climbing, and I was like, wait a minute. If I don't actually get to like the pro tour or whatever, then all this is for nothing because I got nothing to show for it, and I have to still go to the store to actually do work. And then I was like, well, let me go actually what I actually know. So I stopped and I just completely done. But yeah, I understand Howard was saying that. That's why he was saying that he wants a possession, right? Mm-hmm. So here's the thing with on Arena, they do actually own it because they're actually spending money to get it. So they do own it. It's just that that's the thing. There is no platform for that on Heroclix online.
Yeah, there's no digital way to own a Heroclix.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. They're trying
that's a whole other road to go down.
They're trying to port something that's not compatible. So
like we do it for fun. Frivolous. Exactly. Like it's not serious. Like there's no huge stakes on the line when we're like we run a qualifier. Okay. Yeah. Like top four got maps and they got some credit towards your online store. That's not hundreds of dollars worth of pricing. Like up to all right. Yeah. So realistically, like if you look at the pricing, the BC, Phoenix, how many of them are going to go out this year? Realistically.
Yeah, that's going to be worth a lot.
Dude, so much money.
So
if they choose to sell it.
Dude, okay. So this is what I hope and pray they do this because if WizKids are smart, they can like recoup a lot of this. They should just make all of those things that they can't give out purchasable online.
Dude, I will be there buying stuff.
But like they limit everyone. They limit, so they would limit to everyone's WizKids account.
The win?
Yeah, the win. Like, but they should take it a step further.
Just shipping address.
Shipping address and as well as your name and like they should have a way to maybe if they can figure it out or not to people that are making fake accounts. IPs and like they can also just see like, well, we just have an influx of new accounts this day. And they can like compare that to the previous month and be like, okay, well, all of these are fake because like it's not the standard deviation is not there.
So Shop Disney, like that whole website gets trolled with robots when all those exclusives come out and they don't do anything.
They don't.
So I highly doubt Disney with their billions and trillions of dollars can't fix it.
Are you sure they don't? Because
no.
If you work for Disney,
I follow
fired.
a lot of those websites, and every time an exclusive comes out, every time there's complaining about bots stealing everything gone in like seconds. Because
the people maybe on there, because I know for sure if you work for Disney here, they will fire you if you do shit like that.
No, it's not the employees. It's people writing programs that just cycle through their website to click and click till they get the product. But they do the same thing with the shoes.
No. Like that's different. No, I know what you're talking about, but those are two different things. Clicking and signing up for new accounts are two different things. You actually have to physically make an account for WizKids to buy. Okay. You can't like when you buy those things, right? You just click it until I know what you're talking about because I've done this for shoes. Full disclosure, I'm a sneakerhead.
I know you are.
I constantly refresh, and I remember my cousin telling me I have this program that lets you click on it, like it just clicks for you. Yeah. Yes. So that's different. For the WizKids, if it was through the Win, it would be much harder because I'm pretty sure the Win has like dude, that's hard.
If they did it through the Win, yes, it would be much harder.
That's what I was saying. You have to do it through the Win, and so that way, when they cross-reference your address, your name, your email, and then like also they should cross-reference if there's a spike on a certain, like let's say they announced it and there's a spike with new accounts. Yeah, all those should be red flagged, unless the number of new accounts is the same as it's always been through the previous like 60 days. You know what I mean? And then with a standard deviation of like, I don't know, because there's like a little bit, because they announced something, maybe there's a spike, so they should account for that. But if it just goes too much, that means like, okay, people are probably trying to
profiteering.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because most people that play Heroclix already have a win, right? Because they go to the store, they play. There's not many people. All right, so there's the collectors, which yes, there is collectors, but people that play have wins. So there will be the influx of the collectors creating the wins if the purchasables become viable that way.
You know what? Okay, this reminds me of what happened back in 2010. DC 75 and Brave and the Bold.
Okay.
They had the mail away figures. The Sinestro was the big one, the White Lantern Sinestro, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had to buy, it was a buy it by the brick figure. So you bought a brick, you cut out the 10 proofs of purchase, you mailed it, send like $3 or whatever for the shipping. And then they shipped you the Sinestro. But they had it in the form limit 2 per household. So it was 2 per address. So that would be the easiest way for them to do it, because it would have to be per household. That way, per address. Doesn't matter if you have 10 people living there, just 2 per household. And then what we did was, the people in the store that was like, I only want one. We would pay for the second one, and then they would come in, and the regular people would come and
when they got theirs, they'd bring you the extra one.
Yeah, they get the second one, and then they'd come in, they bring it in, and I give them store credit for it's like, we handled everything. I said, look, we'll even cut out all of the things and mail it to you. Like, you don't even have to do anything. You just keep one, and then when you get both, you bring one of them in.
There you go.
And you know how, dude, every single one's like, oh my God, that's great, because that means they don't have to, right? Like you said, they're lazy.
I will do the work for you.
Yes. So they're like, wait, so you do everything. I still get a Sinestro, and I just got to give you $3. Yeah. Done.
Dunzo.
And I was like, and dude, and it worked like a charm, like quick. And it was an easier way for them to get into the store, because the main thing was, if they turn it in, they would get store credit for more boosters or whatever. So then it incentivized them to come back to the store. And then
beautiful.
Exactly. Now, if they wanted 2, like, well, then you keep 2, whatever. But a lot of them were like, look, I don't need 2.
Dude, and most people want to help you out. They want to come to the store and get something else. So like, what am I going to do with 2? It's better trading in, getting something that I want, versus, maybe he has something I want.
Of course, some of the people were like, well, I know I can get a lot for this, so I'll just do it. But then the people who were, to your point, lazy, there's like, fuck, I come to the store once a week. I'll just bring it with me, and you do whatever you want with it. That's
convenience is a luxury.
It is the convenience is such an underrated price that people don't realize. Realize, because when people are like, I can sell all my stuff individually for more online. Yeah, go ahead. And they go, you know what? I don't want to have to pack all this. I'll just bring it into you.
Dude, packing it, going to the post office, having to haggle and deal with people, having to post it, like, and not having the platform to sell it.
Yes. I've actually been doing the acquisitions video, and also the Instagram videos, those little small ones.
I've been seeing all your Instagram photos, dude.
Yeah. So we've been doing a lot of those little videos. And the whole thing now, you see the never leave a booster behind.
Yes.
And I'm just I tell every time when they come in here and they see a fresh brick and they all like buy, and I'm like, you guys are gonna leave 3 behind? Dude, just get these last 3. And they're like, nah, we're good. I'm like, all right, fine. And the last one was the one with the Sue Storm, and I was like, dude, you guys, what the hell? I'm like, I told you, because you know why? Because they pulled a prime, right? It was like a black leopard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was not gonna be chasing there.
It was okay. So check it. It was actually really bad. I probably should have been bad. I don't know. They had already pulled 3 supers and a prime.
So tentatively, 1 more super.
No, it's 3 supers and a prime. It could be a chase. Normally, it's 3 supers and a prime, or 3 supers and a chase, right? In a brick.
Yeah.
So they have already
4 SRs and a prime, right?
Prime, yeah, either one. So it could be one of those. But there were 3 left, so that's actually not that good, unless it's a chase.
Hey.
So That's why they didn't want to get it because they thought, well, we already got 3 supers and we got a prime.
It's free
The
solo,
last
right?
3, there's like it's like a low chance that it's going to be a super or a chase. Sometimes it's just that. It's just 3 and a prime. But because it was Black Leopard, I was like, dude, it's Black Leopard. Like, it's a common. You might get something. Nope, gone. I was like, all right, fine. We're opening this crack it chain because let's do it. And then boom, got it. I'm like, told you guys. Oh, and it was Emilio. I told them. I said, you guys better get the rest of this.
All right.
They
As
did.
your protege, Emilio should know better.
But he already got what he wanted, so whatever.
It's hard to argue with a happy man.
Yeah, it's funny because he goes, man, because he messaged me. He goes, you know what? In 6 boosters, it was 3 in 6 boosters. He got 3. It was 3 supers and a prime, like in 6 boosters. So I was like, dude, that's already your success rate is already high. And he got a Moloid and a Dr. Doom and a Doombot. So I was like, dude, what else do you want?
Oh yeah, those Doombots are fire, man.
Yeah. Oh, so my thing right now is it'll be cool. I'm gonna do a little acquisitions thing of this. I've been trying to buy all the Doom Moloids. It's maybe it's a bad move. It's like waves. It's like trying to stop a wave with your hands in the water. It's just
what did you try to do this with something else? What was it? It was from Superior Foes of Spider. No, it was Kite Man. It was Kite Man. This is Kite Man all over again.
I did. I had to pick something, so I picked Kite Man. Oh my god, you're right. I did Kite Man, and I did buy enough to get him up to $12. And I remember I sold 2 of them for $12. So I wanted to see if I can shift the market, and I did. And then people didn't care about Kite Man anymore. and then I just got stuck with. I mean, I ended up selling almost all of them, but I just wanted to see if I can shift the price, and I actually did. It went from like $4 to $12.
I was gonna say in today's current like competitive environment, I think he would do pretty well.
Yeah,
because now that IDs are gone, he has so much more playability.
So there are 11. I see the price now has shifted up $1 in a couple of these. They used to be $2.50 to $3.
Moloids.
They are now one. So I have one. These are $3.99, $2.98, $3. The $2.95 one I'm probably not going to get here because it's only one. So there's no point because I want to combine the shipping.
Yeah.
This one has 1, so I'm not going to get it. It's $3.25. There's a Mole Man and 2 Moloids at $4.99. And then there's Moloids at $4.99. And then there's 3 Mole Mans. It's 3 Moloids and a Mole Man. Is that right? It's $10. That's actually not that bad.
Small Mans are rare.
Yeah. So it's let me see. It says it's total lot. Oh, it's never mind. It's 2 Moloids and a Mole Man. Never mind.
Oh.
And there's a Moloid here for $3.99, and that's so that means it's gone up.
It's time to post your Moloids, guys.
And there's 7 available. I might get this one. This is from Jay. I bought him out the first time. I might buy him out again. And then there's 5 Moloids and a Mole Man for 20. That's probably too much. Yeah, I think that's a little high.
It's a little rich.
I've been trying to do that. I'm like, should I try? You know, the last time I actually did this a while ago is I did this with Suited Henchmen. I ended up buying like 50 or 60 of them from various people online.
Jeez, solid.
I think they were at $2. They were the same, like $2 to $3, and then it went up to $5 at one point.
Was that because of you?
I don't know. I mean, if you buy everyone out and then there's only one. There's none listed, and then I list it for $4.99 and it sells. The next person that lists is going to sell for $4.99, and then now that becomes a new price because I bought out. There's none listed, right? Because that's kind of like. But it only works.
Next game's mode, Pat.
It only works like that though if you buy them all out. It's risky because it's a lot of money. But look, these mullions are 10 points. Come on.
X game mode. That's all I got to say right now. Fuck.
Dude, hey, we should buy them all out.
All right, let me know.
We just hold them all. Here, you should buy the rest of these.
Fuck.
And then we'll list them for $5.99 next time. And then when the next people list them for $2.99, we buy them all out. We just keep buying it, and then when it's like gone, then we list it all like 100 that we have at $5.99, and then that's.
I got a few moloids in the back.
There will be that day where I play 100 moloids.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, right.
Savage.
Dude, that'll be awesome, right?
Just play. You're like, come at me, bro.
Can you imagine you play a 1,000-point game?
Dude, just one massive. All right, so the Colossal's just massive EE from the middle, just taking up chunks.
God. Oh, God. It's like you've heard of the 30. He's like, you've heard of the 30 Giant Girl team, right? Well, here's the 30 Moloid team.
Take that. Dude, I'd be more scared of 30 Carnages.
Oh
no, the Giant Girls. No, Giant Girls can keep attacking.
Yeah,
because
they need to get there though, because they're gonna take up all the space.
It's true. Yeah, and the only one gets to attack.
The Giant Girls can like charge and shit. They can move around.
Or what is it? 20 or 15 Wendigos.
I think didn't we see like 10?
Yeah, no, it was what's his name?
Yeah, what was he playing?
It wasn't David Creighton.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah, it was him that played the gajillion Wendigos.
Yeah, like how many did he have? 10?
I don't remember. It was double digits.
I just remember it was a plus 16 theme, and I was like, well, that's a lot of Wendigos.
That's a lot of Wendigos.
Yeah.
He made cut though, right? No.
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he made cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was a fun team. Well, I think that's all I have for this week's catch up, or 2 weeks catch up, because it's we missed last week.
Yeah. And just one thing I wanted to say, Jonah, welcome back, buddy. It's been too long. I know that you've been
He's alive.
You've been hiding. Hibernation. You've been in hibernation. Hiding? Now that he's awake, he said he's back on. He's back to playing.
All right.
So now he listens. So I'm glad that you're playing. Hopefully we can get
you in some mocks.
I know he. I think he just wants to play like for real, just like everyone else. But
no, I have so many people that don't want to play online. I'm like,
I'm
like, it works for now.
Yeah, you know what? I remembered. I brought him up because I remembered because he played like 5 Wendigos or something, right? At Whiskey's Open, 4 or 5.
Yeah, he played a lot.
Yeah, so that's why when we were talking Wendigos, like, oh yeah, that's right. Jonah played a bunch of Wendigos too, and he won. So
the Wendigo.
That's cool, man. I'm glad he's back. We need to get some. I was gonna say we need to get some new old blood back, if that makes sense, because he's like new coming back in, but it's old because he's been playing for a while.
Yeah, because we haven't seen him since March, right?
Yeah,
it's been a solid 5 months.
So
yeah, it's March. It was the weekend, the 5th and 6th or 6th, 7th.
Oh yeah, what is this?
So it's literally been 5 months.
Damn.
Well, get back at it, son.
And then one more thing, just while I'm at it, Corey's working on the location bonus cards for us.
Ooh, okay.
So that will be something that we'll be tossing into the prize kits because I think people are gonna love those.
Because we're getting the cards, right?
They're basically like the ATA cards, but they're gonna be location. But
dude, that's so helpful.
I think what I'm gonna do, I think we're gonna make them the size of the regular card.
Yeah, I that's a wise choice.
Because some of them have bystanders, so we want to be able to put them on the card itself. So
I can't see it because it's just your background.
Oh, you can't. Oh, really?
Yeah, because it just shows up as.
Dang! How do I? That's stupid. I want to take this off now. I'm almost sad. Choose background effect. Stop!
Is that how you do it?
You better leave that on. But yeah, it's gonna be the front top part what I told him to do was have the name, the effect, whatever, and whatever have a whatever. Yeah. Just like kind of like whatever. But then if there's bystanders, just put them right underneath, and that'll be the bonus. And then this side will be the consolation.
Consolation, perfect, dude. That's solid.
And then if he wants to put any of his own, I don't think we should put artwork because that could be an infringement. But other than the artwork of the bystanders,
that are already printed, and we're not selling. We're not selling it, right? We're just kind of giving it away.
These are what we're gonna give these away. Like these are gonna go to the, as our pricing. But yeah, and I don't think we want to use the artwork anyway. So, and it's also just, man, like I've been wanting it because like I've always had to look up, like when we're playing, I have to.
Pain in the ass to turn the map around.
Yeah, especially like if you're on the one side, if you're playing the long way, and then the actual the bonus and consolation is on their side, then you got to be like, can you? Or
they're reading it to you, and they're like half-ass reading it to you, and you're like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how to read.
Hey, I understand those problems.
But so because the other one was gonna look like this, like kind of like that, but it would be more like this, like that tall.
Yeah, I think the card sleeves fit the 2x3s better.
Yeah, we're gonna do those. But the reason why I wanted to look at these because this is how they used to do them. So I wanted to be consistent with them, and also the objects are like this, right? But since there's so much text on the location bonuses, sometimes that we have to put them on the larger card because like one of the ones is like the Stark Tower.
Oh my gosh!
There are 6 dudes on there.
It's wordy, yeah.
Yeah, so might as well use all of it. So yeah, I can't wait for that. He's gonna be working on that, and then I think we're gonna do. There was one more thing that Tom Schanenberger actually suggested was we should try to find the template of the new cards and put like the old cards stats, whatever, on the new style cards. So on the back we have their dial.
So from Superman to Uncanny.
Yeah. So for only the ones that
cards,
like for example, Nighthawk Prime, we should always have it. We should always have Lydia. We should always have
Shredder. Oh no, Shredders have it.
No, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right.
Unimind.
No, Unimind has it.
Unimind has it. Okay.
Nick Fury.
Perfect.
And then it would have to be like the Colossals, like the Atom.
Yes.
Like that.
Or just,
it won't be that many. It won't, but like maybe the Kingdom Come chases that people are playing, like Batman or Green Lantern, sure.
Okay.
But basically, we have to get the template of the new card style.
I like it.
We just port everything over on there, and on the back we put their dial.
I've seen a few people play around with that. So that's okay. That's solid.
And then that would be something that we can also give away in the
take like the top 10 non-modern style cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why
I like it. Look at on that.
We have the top 10 list.
Bazinga! I like it. I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Cool,
man. Good stuff. Hey, good catching up, man. It was 2 weeks.
Yeah. We'll talk about more next week because then all the announcements should be up this week. Now everybody gets to see the map. I'll put it up, and then we'll take signups. I'll put the signups tonight for next week, and once I get the map list. All right, I guess.
And light a candle for bat signal, guys.
Oh yeah, or light it on fire. Either one. Good riddance.
Or trade it into bat, preferably.
Yeah. Well, now it's gonna drop in price.
It's okay.
Did I tell you? I sold the last one for $25. That's insane. For a freaking bat signal.
But and it was probably someone that wasn't even in the circuit.
No, it's just somebody that was like, I need to get the bat signal so we could play at home.
I know.
With my Batman team, right? So
it's still it's going to retain value. It's such an iconic piece.
Yeah. And who knows? It could come back off. We never know. Yeah. We did take Super Scroll and Jakimov.
Ooh, this is
true.
You know
what I mean? So it could happen. Things could change. We'll see. All right. Anyway, until next time, guys. When in doubt, flex the attack.
Don't forget to practice rolling your dice, guys. Take it easy.
Yeah.